We're experiencing a significant retracement in all markets once more. And this time, it's not only in cryptocurrency, the conventional market is also experiencing this. We may observe that the traditional market is retracing today. However, if you look at the larger market, you will find that naturally there is a pullback in the market as a whole when it comes to cryptocurrency. Again, if you saw last night, we discussed some of these levels. However, in this particular update, I really want to highlight what I believe is happening at the moment and what some of the next targets for XRP are. XRP is currently down roughly 6%. Naturally, it is declining together with the whole market. And $2.89 if you're looking at the pricing at the moment. Therefore, we are aware that the price of XRP is currently below the critical range at the $3 pricing. We are currently seated beneath it. Again, given where Bitcoin is at the moment, this shouldn't come as a huge surprise. At $171.6 billion, the Bitcoin comparable valuation is down roughly 3.7%, and the 24-hour trading volume is down roughly 6.5 billion. But take a look at this. According to Brian Armstrong, there has been significant advancement in the US perpetual futures market, with Solana and XRP now accessible in addition to Bitcoin and Ethereum. Naturally, that is on Coinbase futures. Even if there are a lot of good things going on at the moment, market volatility is actually at its highest point for the month of August at this time. As we'll discuss a little more later in this article, it goes without saying that this will bring the entire market down with it. I would like you everyone to look at this. I won't go into too much detail on the news of XRP. We will simply discuss what is actually being said. I look forward to working with my counterparts across the administration and Congress to get the job done, Paul Adkins publicly stated. Additionally, you're seeing a lot of good things. You're obviously hearing from the head of the SEC. Of course, it wasn't the case if we go back 12 or 14 months, isn't that right? Certainly that was not the case. The opposite was true with Gary Gensler. As a result, we want to see the cryptocurrency industry progressing at the rate that we desire. We are still on schedule, yes. The past 8 months have seen a lot of events. The events of the past 8 months in this crypto space have already been forgotten. I also don't want any of you to forget it. In periods such as this, you can observe the current market volatility and retracement. As the proverb goes, be greedy while others are afraid. When others are greedy, be afraid. In the long run, those that tend to do well are the ones who typically do accumulate our dollar cost average amid the carnage. Because of this, people often ignore when they are afraid, which leads to a great deal of confusion. You understand the larger picture, but before we go any further, as always, let me just quickly state that anything on this channel is not financial advice. When investing in cryptocurrency, you should always do your own research and due diligence. Let's look at what's going on with the price of XRP right now and why the next few hours are crucial. You see, even though the price of Bitcoin is declining, the dominance is still below 60%. Last night I stressed to you all how important it is. Even though I stressed the significance in my Cardano update, the supremacy is still evident and hasn't even budged at 60%. Personally, I think we'll retest it. Mark, I'm not saying we won't retest it. I'm just thinking we'll retest the 60%. A possible double bottom may be in play if Bitcoin does not hold around these levels. And at this time, given the way it is looking and what I mentioned with you guys last night, that is clearly in the books right now, because we are below $115,000. That is a crucial milestone that I monitor for Bitcoin, and at the time of writing this post, the price of the cryptocurrency is below $115,000. If that is the case, I believe it is possible for us to retest $112, and we are really near to it. We simply need to move around 1% from where we are now to retest August 2nd levels, in order for us to retest that. And we want to maintain that level at any costs. Even the neckline of the 23.6 at 107,400 might be in play, if it can't hold that, guys. I hate to say it's 110. And once more, if this were to occur, my overall September estimates would rise. Explain why. Personally, I was thinking that everything was already priced in for the rate cut. But now I believe that if we do see this retest down to this level, September will be a good month. Even on the day of the FOMC meeting, there may be a slight pullback, but I think the market will really pick up. And that's what I personally think. Of course, only time will tell what I personally anticipate, but I think that September will start off pretty well. Additionally, we do start the FOMC meeting on a positive note, see a slight rejection on the day of the meeting, and then keep moving higher. That's my general estimate. Nevertheless, if you're looking at XRP, as your boy CryptoZX told you yesterday, I told you last night that even though we're currently declining, if you want to put this to the lows of August 2nd, we're still about 6% away from retesting that. Since we're only a percentage away from Bitcoin retesting August levels, we've already retested it. The xrp is still roughly 6% away, so we need to retrace that. This can be explained by the fact that the dominance was much stronger on August 2nd, which indicates how much it has retreated. But as of right moment, we've dropped below $113,000. Again, these are some of the milestones that we should realistically be aiming for if we don't close our daily candle above this range. Although I don't anticipate a double bottom, even if we retest $112,000, I do believe that this is now in play if we fall below the 112. Not to mention that for more than a month, the price of XRP has been in the 23.6 range. Over the 23.6, we have been consolidating. It's been literally more than a month. And while many people ignore this, I'm here to tell you that it's something we shouldn't be ignoring at the moment. Yes, our prices are lower than $3. When we saw the fake out rebound, we did regain that, but at this point, we are essentially sitting at a crucial neckline. Do you realize that the $2.76 will be retested if we are unable to stay here? Please share your thoughts with me in the comment section below. I am aware that some of you long-term investors desired a retracement, so they could of course purchase XRP at a lower price. The opportunity is clearly here, you know. But let me tell you one thing again, folks. You're in for the long run, not just a day or 2 weeks. If you've done your homework and invested in something you can afford to lose, guess what happens if you're in it for the long run, and your projection is for the next 5 or 10 years? I'll say it 1,000 times, your patience is your best indicator to pay attention to when it comes to this kind of price activity. It will take place. You don't want to get shaken out, but it might be worse than this. It goes without saying that you should have exit strategies in place if your objective is to lock in earnings this year. Of course, you don't want to get rattled out if you are at the long-term projection stage. I adore you all. I'll see you later. Peace out and be CryptoZX.